What happens at a juvenile intake meeting and what is the purpose? The juvenile intake meeting is generally the first step of the process when a case gets referred by the police department. The meeting is held by a probation officer, which sounds funny because the child is not on probation at that time, but there are certain probation officers in the department who are assigned the role of only doing intakes. So what they do is they schedule a meeting for the child and their parent to attend so they can get some background information about the child, they can learn about the child's history and all sorts of different things to create a report out of that information to provide to the prosecutors and the judge so that when the time for the resolution of the case comes, they're not only basing their recommendations or their requests on the incident for which the child is there, they're also using information about the whole child to try to create that best plan for the child moving forward. I, as an attorney, always try to go to the intake appointments with my clients. Generally, that's for about 3 reasons. Number 1, I don't like when my clients talk to anybody after their case is referred without me there. Number 2 is we may want to have an opportunity to discuss what those questions and answers will be prior to going to the intake meeting. And also, I want to know what's said at the intake meeting. I don't want to hear it secondhand from the probation officer. I want to be there. So if I think there's anything that I need to follow up on, I can do that right away. Generally, at the intake meeting, the probation officer is going to ask about the education history of the child, the medical history, the behavioral health history, psychological, psychiatric history, any drug use history, any runaway history. The probation officer will also ask who lives in the home and maybe some background information about those people. The probation officer will ask about both biological parents and where they live. Are they married? Do they live together? Do they live separate? Do they have contact with the child? Because all of that information is relevant to why the child is there and to the best way to help that child. It's generally a very short meeting. It is usually no longer than an hour, and the child, if they are not in detention, the child goes home with their parents that day. I often get asked, will my child be arrested at the end of the intake meeting? And the answer is no, that's not the time for the arrest. If the child is already in detention at the time of the intake meeting, it actually might be scheduled in 2 parts. The intake officer may go to the detention center to meet with the child and then call the parents into the office separately at another time. That's for scheduling purposes, it's for convenience, but I'll still always try to go when the parents go. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. Otherwise, follow us at versestexas.com.